Hey, everyone! Welcome back to TVP Wildlife, the channel where the wild world comes alive. And today, we're about to step into one of the most mesmerizing places on Earth, the Golden Plains of Africa, home to one of nature's most iconic and stylish creatures, the zebra. Those black and white stripes instantly recognizable, breathtakingly beautiful, and yet, they hide a story of struggle, survival, and unity. Today, we begin our journey with the striped wanderer, the incredible life of a zebra. The first breath African dawn is soft and glowing. The grass sparkles with morning dew, and the air smells of dust and sunlight. In a quiet corner of the savanna, a mare lies still. Her body trembles gently, not from fear, but from effort. The time has come. Minutes pass. A faint sound. A small, fragile foal struggles to its feet. Its legs shake uncontrollably, like branches in the wind. But instinct drives it. It must stand. It must move, because in the wild, every second matters. Within a few moments, the newborn zebra, still damp and weak, takes its first uncertain steps toward its mother. She nudges it softly, her nose brushing its striped skin, stripes that already begin to show, faint but distinct. And just like that, another striped life begins under the vast African sky. Now here's the thing, no two zebras have the same stripes. Each pattern is unique, like a fingerprint. It's nature's own signature. Scientists believe these stripes serve many purposes: camouflage against predators, temperature control, even bug repellent against pesky flies. But beyond biology, those stripes mean something more. In a zebra herd, stripes are identity. To a mother, her foal's pattern is as familiar as a name. Among the sea of black and white, she never mistakes her child. In a world full of predators, lions, hyenas, cheetahs, recognition means survival. A few hours later, the foal is already on its feet, running clumsily but determinedly beside its mother. And let me tell you, zebras don't waste time. By the end of day one, a foal can run almost as fast as the adults. In the open plains, speed is life. The herd gathers around, protective, alert. You can almost feel their tension, ears twitching, eyes scanning every direction. Out here, danger never sleeps, but for now, it's peace. The sun warms the earth, and the foal takes its first gallop across the savanna, legs stretching, mane fluttering, heart pounding. For a moment, there's pure joy, freedom. Life has just begun. Zebras don't live alone. They live in tight-knit family groups called harems, led by a strong stallion. He's the protector, the one who stands between the herd and the lion's jaws. Each harem usually includes several mares and their foals, forming a small, loving community. Within this striped society, bonds run deep. They graze together, move together, even sleep standing up together. When one zebra calls out in alarm, the others listen. When one is hurt, the group may circle around, braying loudly, trying to confuse the predator. You see, zebras may not be the biggest or fiercest animals on the plains, but their strength lies in unity. In the wild, family isn't just about blood, it's about survival. As the day fades, the plains transform. The colors of sunset paint the sky red and gold. The herd gathers closely, forming a ring around the foals. The stallion stays alert, head high, watching the horizon. Somewhere in the distance, a lion roars. The air grows tense. For the young foal, this is the first night, the first test of fear. But beside its mother, it feels safe. Her steady breathing, her warmth, it's a silent promise. You're not alone. The wind whistles through the tall grass, and under the vast, starlit sky, hundreds of zebras rest side by side, stripe by stripe, blending into one another like ripples of moonlight. Every zebra born on these plains carries a story of fragile beginning in a land where beauty and danger dance together. Tomorrow, this little one will join the herd's daily march, learning the ways of the wild, the rhythm of life that beats beneath the African sun. But for tonight, let's leave our young zebra here asleep beside its mother, dreaming under the stars. Morning in Motiandi sun rises, spilling gold over the endless grasslands. The herd stirs to life, ears flicking, tails swishing. One by one, the zebras stretch, shake the dust from their coats, and begin to graze. Our young zebra, now a few weeks old, walks beside its mother, mimicking her every move. When she grazes, it grazes. When she flicks her tail, it does too. Learning in the wild isn't about words, it's about rhythm. The rhythm of the herd. The stallion, strong and alert, stands a few paces away, watching the horizon. His muscles ripple beneath the sunlight. The silent guardian. Around him, the mares move gracefully, their stripes blending into a living wave of black and white. It's hypnotic. From above, the herd seems to shimmer, as if the earth itself were alive and breathing. You might not realize it, but zebras talk not with words, but with body language, sounds, and even facial expressions. A flick of the ears means, stay close. A raised tail means, get ready. A soft snort can mean, danger nearby. And those sharp, barking brays you sometimes hear, that's how they call for help or warn others of predators. Among zebras, communication is constant. It's what keeps the herd alive. Our young zebra begins to learn this silent language. It watches its mother closely, copying her signals. When she lifts her head suddenly, it freezes too. When she relaxes, it breathes again. In the wild, understanding others is survival, and no one understands each other like zebras do. Zebras don't just live together, they belong together. Within each harem, the bonds are deep and emotional. Mothers groom one another, gently biting and brushing each other's coats to remove dirt and insects. It's not just about hygiene, it's about connection. Our young zebra often stands between two mares as they groom. The soft sound of their teeth gently combing through fur feels comforting, like the heartbeat of family. Sometimes, the foal dozes off mid-groom, safe, loved, surrounded, and when danger comes, that unity becomes a shield. Predators see individuals. Zebras move as one. Late afternoon. The air is heavy and warm. Somewhere beyond the tall grass, a lioness crouches, eyes locked on the herd. Her golden fur blends perfectly into the dry savanna. She's patient, silent, waiting for one mistake, one zebra to wander too far. But the stallion senses something. His ears twist sharply. A warning snort escapes his nostrils. In seconds, the herd reacts, heads up, muscles tense, foals moving to the center. The lioness makes her move a blur of power and grace. The herd explodes into motion, hooves pounding, dust rising like smoke. The young zebra runs beside its mother, heart racing, every instinct screaming, run, run, run. For a few terrifying seconds, chaos reigns, stripes blending, twisting, turning. To the lioness, it's a storm of confusion. She loses sight of her target. The stripes did their job. Within moments, the herd regroups. The danger fades. The young zebra pants heavily but survives. Another lesson learned. In unity, there is life. In every herd, there's order, a quiet, natural balance. The stallion leads and defends, but it's the mares who hold the real wisdom. They decide where to graze, when to rest, when to move. Their experience guides the group across vast plains, where the difference between food and famine can be a few miles. Our zebra's mother is one of those wise mares, calm, steady, and respected. Younger mares follow her lead, and even the stallion watches her signals. Through her, the young foal learns what true leadership looks like, not through dominance, but through trust. Days later, the weather shifts. Dark clouds gather. Thunder rolls across the horizon. The air thickens with the scent of rain. The herd doesn't scatter, they move together, pushing forward as the first drops fall. The rain hits hard, cold, relentless, soaking their coats. But the zebras keep moving, heads low, is forward. It's in these storms that the young zebra learns resilience. The world won't always be gentle, but neither will it stop them. And as lightning flashes, their stripes glow silver against the night, like living lightning bolts crossing the plains. When the storm passes, the savanna transforms green and alive again. The air smells fresh, the sky clear. The foals begin to play, chasing each other through puddles, bucking and rolling in the wet grass. Our young zebra joins in, laughing in its own way, tossing its head, galloping in circles, splashing mud everywhere. For a moment, there's no fear, no danger, just joy. Even the adults relax. A few mares lie down to rest, and the stallion lowers his guard for the first time all day. This is what zebras live for. Not just survival, but moments like these. Moments of peace, of togetherness. Night falls again. The herd finds a safe spot near a grove of acacia trees. The moon hangs low, bathing everything in soft silver light. Our zebra nestles beside its mother. The wind carries the distant calls of hyenas, but the herd doesn't flinch. The stallion stands watch, his silhouette proud and still. The young zebra stares up at the sky, endless and full of stars, and something stirs inside. It doesn't know why, but it feels part of something vast, something beautiful. Because out here, under the African sky, every heartbeat, every hoofstep, every stripe is part of the same song. The song of the wild. In the heart of the savanna, survival depends on more than strength. It depends on connection, the invisible threads that bind one life to another. For zebras, the herd is everything. Safety, comfort, identity. It's where courage is born, where lessons are learned, where the rhythm of life never stops. Our young zebra is growing stronger, wiser, faster, but the wild is changing. The seasons are shifting, and soon, the herd will face its greatest challenge yet. The Great Migration. The season of plenty fades quietly. The grasses that once brushed the zebra's bellies are now dry and brittle beneath the African sun. Day by day, the rivers shrink into narrow veins of muddy water. The land sighs under the weight of heat and dust. The herd feels it before they even see it, the change in the air, the taste of thirst, the pull of migration. Somewhere beyond the horizon, clouds rise like distant mountains, a promise of rain, of life. But between here and there lies a journey of hundreds of kilometers. Predators, rivers, exhaustion, and loss await. Still, the herd must go. It is time for the long march. The dry plains, grass cracks beneath their hooves. Dust clings to every stripe. The foals, now older but still small, pant heavily, their sides rising and falling with effort. The mares walk in steady silence, heads bowed. Each step is measured, not one wasted. They know this road well. They've walked it year after year. The stallion keeps to the edges, scanning the wind, eyes burning with vigilance. In the shimmering heat, the savanna seems endless. The horizon wavers like a mirage. The young zebra stumbles, but its mother nudges it onward. There's no room for weakness here. The herd can't stop. The journey is a rhythm of endurance. Walk, graze, move, rest, repeat. Every sunrise brings new miles. Every sunset brings new dangers. The midday sun blazes mercilessly. Even the insects hide. The zebra's black and white coats absorb and reflect light in turns, a natural cooling system. But even that has its limits. The herd gathers near a lonely acacia, crowding into its meager shade. Steam rises from their bodies. Flies buzz around their eyes and noses. The young zebra lifts its head to the sky, nostrils flaring, desperate for rain. But the heavens remain silent. Far away, distant rumble, not thunder, hooves, wildebeests, thousands of them moving in long, dark lines across the land. The Great Migration has begun. The zebras fallen beside them. Two species bound by the same instinct, move or die. Together, they form a living river of motion, stripes and horns, dust and determination, a million heartbeats echoing across the plains. With the migration comes the hunters. On a low ridge, a group of lions watch the moving herds. Their golden eyes glint like fire in the fading light. Below them, the zebras move oblivious, exhausted, unaware of how close death walks beside them. The pride waits for dusk. Then the chase begins. A roar splits the air. The herd erupts into panic. Dust explodes around them as they run, hooves thundering like drums. The young zebra sprints beside its mother, muscles burning, lungs screaming. A lioness cuts in from the side, sleek, fast, relentless. The stallion bolts forward, bellowing. He wheels around and kicks with both hind legs, a flash of fury and power. His hooves connect with the lioness's shoulder. She stumbles, snarling, as the herd surges past. The chase breaks. The zebras escape, but behind them, the echoes of fear linger in the dust. When the herd finally slows, the young zebra trembles, still shaking from the adrenaline. Its mother lowers her head, pressing her muzzle gently against her child's neck. A silent promise, "You're safe now." Night on the migration trail is never peaceful. The stars burn bright, but danger hides in every shadow. The herd keeps moving even after dark, their hooves making soft thuds in the dry earth. The foals walk close, half asleep, leaning against their mothers. In the distance, hyenas laugh, a sound that chills the blood. But the zebras don't stop. They've learned to rest while moving, to sleep standing, to endure beyond fatigue under the moonlight. The herd becomes something otherworldly, a flowing ribbon of silver stripes winding across the savanna, silent except for the wind and the whisper of hooves. Every few hours, the stallion halts to listen. A low growl, a rustle, a shifting wind. Then, if all is clear, he signals again with a flick of the ears. The herd continues. There is no luxury of safety here, only persistence. Days later, they reach at the great river, wide, deep, and alive with danger. The scent of water fills the air, sweet and irresistible. But beneath that surface, another smell lurks: death. Crocodiles. Ancient, silent, patient. The herd hesitates on the bank. They know what waits below, yet they also know what waits behind: hunger, thirst, exhaustion. There's no choice. The first zebra steps forward, trembling. Then another. The young ones cry out, sensing their mother's tension. Then, like a dam breaking chaos, the herd surges into the water, splashing, thrashing, screaming. The river churns white. A crocodile lunges, massive jaws snapping shut around empty air. Another strikes, catching a weaker zebra by the leg. Blood clouds the water. The young zebra and its mother swim side by side, driven by instinct. Their eyes wide, nostrils flaring, they fight the current, muscles straining. The far bank draws closer. The mother kicks hard, pushing her foal upward, lifting it with her body until, finally solid ground, they collapse together, gasping, trembling, alive. Behind them, the river still rages, the sound of nature's cruel test. Beyond the river, the world changes. The air feels cooler, richer. The ground grows soft underfoot. Grass stretches in waves of green, the reward of survival. The herd spreads out, grazing greedily, filling their bellies for the first time in weeks. Calves leap and chase one another. Mares roll on the grass, shaking off fatigue. The stallion lowers his head and drinks deeply, his reflection shimmering in the water. For the young zebra, the world feels new again. It grazes beside its mother, eyes half closed, savoring the taste of fresh grass, sweet and full of life. But even in peace, the lessons of the journey remain. Every scar, every ache, every mile has shaped them. They've crossed the threshold between life and death, and made it through. Weeks pass. The rains come, soft at first, then heavy. The savanna transforms, wildflowers bloom, birds sing, streams overflow. The herd thrives again. Foals grow stronger, their coats sleek, their stripes dark and defined. The old stallion watches proudly, his herd safe and whole once more. But even now, he knows the cycle will repeat. Seasons will turn, rivers will dry, and one day, they'll march again. This is the way of the wild, endless, eternal. Our young zebra stands at the edge of a watering hole, gazing at its reflection. The stripes are clearer now, bold against the soft light. In the rippling water, it sees not just itself, but the reflection of its herd behind it. And in that reflection lies the truth. No zebra walks alone. As dawn breaks over the renewed savanna, the herd begins to move again, not in desperation, but in harmony. The land hums with life. The young zebra walks at the front now, alongside the mares. It's not the same fragile creature that once stumbled in the grass. It's stronger, wiser. Forged by the trials of migration, the stripes that once only marked its body now tell a story of storms and rivers, of hunger and courage, of life that refused to yield. The long march is over, for now, but the journey never truly ends. Because in the wild, survival is not just about reaching the destination. It's about becoming part of something greater. The herd moves forward, disappearing into the golden light. and behind them, the land breathes again. The rains have passed. The grass is tall and sweet again. The river's full, and the air hums with life. The savanna, after its long thirst, breathes deeply green, glowing, and a live dot in this season of plenty. The herd thrives. The foals, once fragile and trembling, now race across the plains with wild laughter in their hearts. Dust rises behind them as they chase the wind, free and fearless. But beneath the beauty and the calm, another rhythm beats older, deeper, and far more dangerous. The rhythm of instinct. The wild heart that drives every zebra. To love, to protect, to fight, to survive. The bonds of the herd grazes in the golden light of morning. The stallion stands apart, silent and watchful, his mane rippling in the breeze. His family grazes around him. He's led them through drought, through predators, through the long march. His body bears the marks of it, scars on his shoulders, a torn ear, and eyes that have seen every season's cruelty. But for now, peace. A few mares rest under an acacia, grooming each other gently. Foals play nearby, bumping and kicking with youthful joy. Among them, our young zebra, no longer a foal, not yet grown, stands quietly, its stripes bold and clean. It watches the stallion with fascination, the way he moves, the way the herd seems to follow his silent command. Every twitch of his tail, every toss of his head carries authority. He doesn't need to roar. His presence alone is enough. But far off, another stallion watches. He's younger, stronger, with muscles rippling like molten bronze beneath his striped coat. His mane stands tall, his eyes fierce with ambition. For days, he's been shadowing the herd, keeping his distance, biding his time. He knows the rules: the leader must always be tested. Power in the wild is never given, it's taken. The young stallion lets out a sharp cry, high and piercing. Heads lift. The herd freezes. Even the wind seems to pause. The leader raises his head slowly, eyes locking onto the intruder. Silence, then movement. The two stallions approach, each step measured, each breath heavy. The air between them vibrates with tension. The herd forms a loose circle, the mares pulling the foals close. Eyes wide, muscles taut. They've seen this before. They know what's coming. The younger one snorts, pawing the ground. The older one answers with a deep, guttural rumble. Then, in an explosion of dust and fury, they charge. Hooves slam into the earth. Teeth flash. Bodies collide. They rear up, striking with their front legs, biting at each other's necks. The sound of their battle fills the plains, a symphony of rage and survival. The older stallion lands a blow to the challenger's shoulder, drawing blood. But youth burns hot. The young one surges forward, ramming him sideways, forcing him back. Dust swirls. Sweat glistens. The world narrows to two hearts locked in ancient combat. Minutes stretch like hours. Then a final charge. The old leader stumbles. His strength falters. With a final, defiant scream, the young stallion drives him back, forcing him to retreat into the open plains. Silence falls. The herd stands still, watching. The old leader limps away proud. Even in defeat, his era ended not by weakness, but by time. The new stallion lifts his head to the sky and calls out, his voice echoing across the savanna. The herd answers a chorus of acceptance. The throne of stripes has changed hands. The new stallion patrols the herd's edge, restless and alert. His eyes gleam with triumph, but beneath it lies something softer: responsibility. The herd is his now, its safety, its future, its legacy. He moves among the mares, sniffing, touching, reassuring them. The foals shy away at first, unsure, but curiosity soon replaces fear. Among them, the young zebra watches quietly. It has seen the fury of dominance, the cost of leadership. It understands now that survival in the wild isn't only about strength, it's about purpose. Every leader must bear the weight of many lives. The rains return in bursts, gentle at first, then wild. The air grows thick and sweet with the scent of new life. It is mating season. The mares, sleek and glowing, graze closer to the stallion. His ears twitch, his nostrils flare. The energy shifts, playful, yet primal. There's no ceremony, No tenderness as humans would imagine it, but there's connection deep and instinctive. A dance as old as time. The stallion nuzzles one of the mares, brushing his muzzle along her neck. She responds with a flick of her tail, a soft grunt. They circle each other, their bodies moving in mirrored rhythm. When the moment comes, it's quick nature's way, efficient, certain, and from that union, life begins anew. Months from now, under another dawn, new foals will stumble into the world, striped and blinking, continuing the eternal cycle. As the days pass, the herd settles into its new rhythm. The new leader grows calmer, wiser. He learns to lead not through fear, but through presence. The young zebra, now nearing adulthood, often walks at his side, not his son, not his rival, but his reflection. He studies how the stallion moves among the mares, how he protects without boasting, how he watches without rest. Once, when hyenas circle the herd, the stallion doesn't panic. He simply steps forward, lowering his head, snorting sharply. The herd gathers behind him. The hyenas hesitate, sensing the resolve before them, and slip away into the shadows. The young zebra realizes something then. Power isn't the loudest roar or the hardest kick, it's the courage to stand your ground when everyone else is afraid. One evening, as the sun bleeds across the sky, the young zebra stands at the edge of the herd. The plains stretch endlessly before it, familiar and foreign all at once. It feels the pull, the same restless current that once stirred the young stallion who challenged for power. The time has come. It looks back one last time, at the mares grazing in the fading light, at the foals playing near the river, at the stallion who now leads with quiet authority. Then, without a sound, it steps forward, a lone traveler now, following the wind, searching for a place of its own. Every zebra must one day leave the safety of stripes behind, to test its strength, to find its destiny, to listen to the wild heart beating within. The savanna falls silent. The stars rise, sharp and endless. Somewhere out there, the herd rests beneath the moonlight, and far away, the young zebra moves alone through tall grass. The air is cool, and the earth smells of rain. Hyenas call in the distance, but the zebra keeps walking, steady and calm. For the first time, it isn't afraid. The wild heart, once fragile, now fierce, leads it onward, and in the soft glow of starlight, its stripes shimmer like rivers of silver, carrying the memory of every step, every storm, every love, every battle. The plains stretch before it wide, open and waiting. The journey continues. The seasons turn again. The rains fade. The grasses dry. The air grows heavy with dust and memory. Time moves differently on the plains, not in days or hours, but in cycles. Life, death, rebirth, all woven together in an endless tapestry of motion and light. The zebra, once a trembling foal and later a restless wanderer, has returned to familiar lands. The scent of acacia blossoms drifts on the breeze, the same wind that once carried the cries of its herd, the thunder of migration, the songs of survival. But now, everything feels softer. The world hasn't changed, only the zebra has. The wanderer returns. The herd grazes beneath the morning sun. Generations have passed. The old stallion is gone, taken by time, his bones now resting beneath the grass he once guarded. A new leader stands watch, younger, stronger, yet carrying the same quiet fire. As the zebra approaches from the distance, heads lift, ears twitch. A few of the mares recognize the scent, faint but familiar, buried deep in memory. It's been years since they last saw this traveler. The young zebra who left has returned with eyes wiser, stride slower, and stripes that tell stories written in dust and scars. No words are needed. The herd shifts aside, making space. The wanderer lowers its head and joins them, just another pattern among patterns, another note in the savanna's endless song. Days pass gently. The zebra grazes beside the herd, drinks from the river, walks beneath the same stars it once chased across the plains. There's peace now, a deep, quiet peace that comes after storms. At dusk, when the light turns gold and the air hums with cicadas, the zebra often stands still, gazing across the horizon. It sees the ghosts of its past in every shadow, the old stallion's proud stance, its mother's gentle eyes, the laughter of foals long gone. They are all still here, not in flesh, but in rhythm. The rhythm of hooves, wind, heartbeat, breath. The zebra understands now. Nothing truly leaves the plains. Every step, every sound, every life echoes forever. One night, the sky cracks open with thunder. Rain lashes the earth in sheets. The herd huddles together, pressing close, their bodies forming a wall of warmth. The zebra stands at the edge, feeling the cold water stream down its face. The wind howls, bending the tall grass flat. Lightning flashes, illuminating the plains in a silver blaze. And for a heartbeat, the world is beautiful beyond words. It's the same storm it once faced as a foal, the same power it once feared. But now, there is no fear, only awe. The zebra lowers its head, closes its eyes, and lets the rain wash over it, washing away dust, fatigue, and time. When morning comes, the world is new again. The grass glows with droplets, and the air smells of renewal. The zebra stands quietly in the soft light, its coat gleaming every stripe, shining brighter than ever. Seasons continue their eternal dance. New foals are born small, wobbly, their stripes still fuzzy and faint. Their mothers nudge them up, and they take their first trembling steps, just as the wanderer once did. The zebra watches them, eyes soft. One foal in particular catches its gaze. Curious, brave, full of life. It runs clumsily after the older mares, tripping, getting up, running again. The zebra follows quietly, protective but distant. There's something sacred in watching life begin anew, something that doesn't belong to any one creature, but to the wild itself. That evening, as the herd moves together under the red sky, the foal keeps close to its mother, the same way the wanderer once did. Everything repeats. Everything continues. The zebra's steps grow slower. Its mane, once tall and dark, has begun to pale. The scars along its body fade under the sun, softened by time. It still walks with the herd, but more often now it lingers behind, watching the young ones lead. The circle has turned. One afternoon, the air grows still. The sun hangs low, orange, and vast. The herd grazes nearby as the zebra stands alone on a small rise, gazing across the endless plains, the same horizon it's chased all its life. The wind stirs gently through the grass. Birds call in the distance. The world is at peace. The zebra closes its eyes. No pain, no fear, only stillness. When the herd looks back hours later, it's lying quietly among the wildflowers, stripes blending perfectly with the light and shadow of the earth. And as the sun dips below the horizon, the savanna glows gold, as if the world itself pauses to remember. Days later, the herd passes that same hill again. Grass has already begun to grow over the place where the zebra rested. The foals play nearby, unaware. Life goes on as it always must. But something remains. Each breeze that passes seems to whisper through the grass in a rhythm soft, steady, familiar. And when the sun rises, the light bends in just the right way, casting long striped shadows across the plain. The zebra's story doesn't end. It lingers in the herd's memory, in the land's heartbeat, in every foal born under the same sky. The stripes are eternal, because the wild remembers. Night falls. The stars spread wide and endless above the savanna. A new generation of zebras moves across the grasslands, their hooves beating softly in rhythm with the earth. The foals laugh, the mares call, and the stallion leads them onward, always onward. Somewhere in the wind, a sound faint, but clear, the echo of a gallop, a whisper of stripes, a life once lived, still moving with them. And so the plains breathe again, alive, eternal, whole. The journey never truly ends. The sun sets once more over the golden plains of Africa. The herds move slowly toward the horizon, their silhouettes dancing in the fading light. The air hums with life, the endless rhythm of the wild. Somewhere out there, among the whispering grasses, lie the stories of countless generations, stories of courage, of loss, of love, and of survival. And among them, the zebra stands as a symbol of unity, of balance, of the beauty found in contrast. Each stripe tells a story. Each hoofbeat echoes a heartbeat of the earth. From the smallest foal to the oldest leader, every zebra carries the memory of those who came before. Their journey is not just about survival. It is about harmony, the delicate balance that keeps the wild alive. So, when we watch them move across the plains, shimmering in the sun like living art, we are reminded of something timeless, that life, in all its forms, is connected. That every creature, no matter how small, leaves a mark that never truly fades. The zebra's stripes may one day disappear into the horizon, but their spirit, fierce, free, and eternal, will always live on in the heartbeat of the wild. This is the story of the zebra, a story of survival, a story of beauty, a story of life. You've been watching TVP Wildlife, where the wild comes alive through every frame, every sound, every story. If this journey moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more adventures from the untamed heart of nature. Because out there, beyond the horizon, the story never ends.